Hi, this is Dr. Bob Dannenhoffer with some recommendations for Halloween in the time of COVID. We've been getting a lot of questions about what we should and shouldn't do on Halloween, so we're providing you some ideas today about what you can do to stay safe in this time of COVID. Now, I know Halloween is one of the great days of the year. I think for my kids, it was one of their favorite holidays, and a year without Halloween will be a sad year for many people. So let's get you some ideas about what you should and should not do. Now, is that not the cutest baby in the whole world? How could you go a year without looking at that? But there are some things you should not do. So look at this party, this great costume party with great costumes, good-looking people, but none are wearing masks and they're very close together and they appear to be indoors. This would be very dangerous, and this is what you should not do. This is a beautiful hayride out in the fields, but there are a lot of people, they're very close together and no one is wearing masks. This would be high risk, and this is what you should not do. This trick-or-treating looks like it's a group of families trick-or-treating in close proximity to their neighbor. There's a lot of contact here, and throughout a day, if you trick-or-treated 30 or 40 houses, you could have lots of contacts. So we would not recommend this kind of trick-or-treating. So what would be safe? So the CDC has come up with some guidelines on what would be safe. So sitting on the couch and watching a movie with your spouse would be pretty safe. In that, you would have no new exposures because presumably you have already exposed your wife. This is a great Halloween decoration, and if you drove by and looked at this on a drive-by in your car, that would also be very safe because we think driving in the car is a very safe activity. We think doing a virtual costume party would be safe. This one is on Cisco WebEx, and a bunch of kids. They're all adorable and cute. And so this would be another totally safe way to do Halloween. Although people have asked me, well, what's in between? So if we're not interested necessarily in just staying home and watching a movie, what is it that we can do that would be safe? So this is a hayride with just one family group on the hay, 6 feet away from the driver and outdoors. So this is very safe. The only suggestion I would have in this case is that they should all be wearing masks. These two trick-or-treaters are out. They appear to be brothers and maybe bananas. And so that could be safe. The only addition I would make here is that they should be wearing masks. This is an open-air haunted house. This is pretty scary, but could be pretty safe if everybody involved was wearing masks, because we would expect some screaming. In fact, we would hope there's some screaming at a haunted house. We would ask that people increase their distancing to maybe 10 feet. This clever fellow figured out a way to give Halloween treats to the people in the neighborhood. He has this tube on his railing, and rather than the trick-or-treaters coming up and getting close, he's going to shoot candy down the tube. This would enforce 6 feet of distancing between him and the trick-or-treaters and should be very, very safe way to do it. Going to a drive-in theater would be safe. If in the car the windows are closed, we think this would be a safe way to do it. And I don't think there could be anything scarier than watching Halloween at the drive-in theater. So you've got choices. We would recommend that people do Halloween to their level of risk tolerance. For people who are very scared about COVID, stay home. For people who want to enjoy Halloween but be safe, do what we've suggested here. Maintain distance, wear masks, and don't go out if you're sick. Through all of this, there's going to be a lot of people who disagree on what we do, and we ask just two things always: be safe and be kind. Thank you again. This is Dr. Bob Dannenhoffer. Thank you so much.